Hey guys, I'm backstage here after my first show. That's why I look gross, and that's why this guy looks so handsome. And it's kind of annoying me. I kind of want to spit on your head right now.
I haven't done any shows yet.
So this is Cydeshow Cy, everybody. I'm sitting backstage with the guy that's sharing a stage with me here at the Northern California Renaissance Fair. I also share it with a musical band called Barley Bane. There's like there's 28 of them. There's a lot of them, and we'll talk to them another day. But right now we're hanging out with Cydeshow Cy, and your name is what? What's your real name?
My real name's Cyrus Penn.
Your real name is Cyrus Penn. Mm-hmm. Okay, and tell now. I'll let you tell them a little about what your show is, or why don't you tell me about it?
Sure, yeah, I'll tell you about it. It's a sword swallowing show.
Mm-hmm.
Half-hour sword swallowing stunt show. It's majority sword swallowing, a little bit of juggling, sometimes other sideshow stunts like blockhead or whip stunts and fire eating, like some of the stuff that you do.
Tell them what blockhead is.
Okay, so blockhead is where I simply take a nail.
Hang on. Get ready for this.
Get ready for this.
Okay. Now tell them what blockhead is.
Simply take a nail, take a hammer, and then I place the nail in my nasal cavity, otherwise known as my nose, and then I hammer the devil out of it until it's only just a little bit sticking out my nose. And I live.
Yeah. See, now, as a sword swallower, now, I admire all the variety skills. I have tried most of them, as a lot of people in our line of work do.
Sure.
And even sword swallowing, briefly there for a time, I thought about learning it. It's the one thing that I couldn't get over that hurdle. How did you were you first a sword swallower, or were you already juggling or doing magic?
Oh, I was already a juggler, and my first big show I ever did was balancing a 6-foot A-frame ladder on my face. So I was a balancer and juggler first. And then whip cracking and fire eating soon came after that. So it was a gradual step up to sword swallowing.
Yeah. Now, let's not give it away too much because we don't want the kids to try this, but how does one learn that? I can understand learning to juggle. You throw the ball from this hand to that hand.
Right.
Fire eating, it's breath control, balance. It's all about understanding how things balance. But shoving something down your throat, and remember, we're PG here, Cy.
Right.
How do you start with that? What's the first thing you do?
First thing is just try it. Practice, because I'm self-taught, and this is definitely not recommended for anybody to self-teach, especially for sword swallowing. Getting a teacher is much better, but I really did just take a sword and until it went down.
Wow.
Yeah, and just train the guy reflex, but more so training the mind to control all the muscles, because that's what it is. It was like a meditation process.
So when you first did it, you had a sword and you just went for it.
Yeah.
How long from the first time you stuck the sword in your mouth until you could get it down so on the hilt is on your cheeks, on your lips?
Oh, it took about a month and a half to get it all the way down for the first time.
That's amazingly fast.
Yeah, it takes sword swallowers, the average one, roughly around several months to several years to get the first one down.
So you're a natural.
Yeah, I just found out I was a natural to it. I was able to keep that calm.
Wow. And hang on, we're losing our camera here. We're still filming. I'm just showing that my equipment is not quite this. You guys know that I hate this tripod, but I still use it because whatever. So how long have you been doing shows in the Renaissance Fair? How old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm 29.
29
Almost
years
30.
old. Almost 30. Yeah. I know how math works.
Well, only a couple months.
Okay. When did you start being a professional entertainer?
A professional entertainer was roughly 18-ish. Like when I started college, I started doing street festivals and
And you're from where? Where are you from?
Originally from Blacksburg, Virginia.
Okay. I know that. Why do I know that? Well, I'm from Maryland.
Right.
So we're both East Coast guys. And so you started busking in Blacksburg at 18. I started busking in Baltimore, Inner Harbor, at 18 or 19 too. So that's kind of weird. And how long have you been doing Renaissance fairs?
Renaissance fairs I've only been doing since roughly 2018.
Okay. And what was your first Renaissance fair?
First Renaissance fair was the Maryland Renaissance Fair. That's where I saw my first sword swallower, Johnny Fox. It's where I first got my love from juggling, watching Hilby, the skinny German juggle boy.
Sure.
Sword play, hack and slash.
Sure.
Just absolutely loved all the acts there.
Yeah.
But that's where I caught the Ren Fair bug.
So I'm guessing that you were at the Maryland Renaissance Fair, and please be delicate with my ego, when I wasn't there anymore.
You said when I was?
When I wasn't there anymore.
Oh, when you were there.
Did you ever see me on stage at the Maryland Renaissance Fair?
I did not.
Okay.
I had heard of you. Your reputation is definitely sticking around.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what do people say?
Oh, just great stuff. Always says like funny.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, all that jazz. Like you were a funny guy and they missed you.
Thank you. Yeah. He's completely lying. That is not what they're saying. He's not. He's completely lying. Okay, so you started, it really got inspired by the same fair where I kind of started myself. and you really got into the Ren Fair. Are you enjoying the Ren Fair as a gig, as a way to make a living as a blue collar entertainer?
Absolutely. Like, actually, I'm having the time of my life because mainly because like I'm old school Sideshow with a patter and sword swallowing and all that. Whereas the majority you see them these days like just turning on the music and just doing it.
Right.
And I feel that Renaissance fairs are kind of like the holy grail for our arts. Like being able to do that sort of performance, connect with the audience, create their rapport, make them laugh, and make them comfortable watching something that's rather cringeworthy.
Yeah, there is an aspect to it, and you touched upon it very, very well. And I'm just gonna just jump on that bandwagon a bit by reminding you, the audience out there, and you and me both, that a Renaissance Fair audience is forgiving in a way, and they get to know you in a way better because the fairs tend to be 6 to 8 weekends to 9 weekends long. They're going to get to know you. You're going to get your fans going, and they're going to enjoy that you're playing with your own set and doing improv and taking them to new places. Whereas I have friends that do cruise ships, and they tell me that a cruise ship audience is going to see them once or twice during the week and never again.
Yep.
And you can still kill and do great shows, but they came to me when they saw what I did here, and they thought, boy, this seems like a lot of fun because you get to play, whereas I can't get away with that. On a cruise ship, you'll get fired or they just won't hire you back. Whereas Renaissance fairs seem to almost encourage that kind of no fourth wall kind of vibe.
Yeah. Yeah, again, that rapport, like creating a rapport with the audience and people that keep on coming back to your shows, even though they've heard your jokes a million times, they've seen me swallow a sword a million times, yet you'll still come back because they enjoyed it so much.
Now, are you noticing, since you've been at only the fair business for a couple of years now, now, did you already have your set before?
Yes, I already had a sword swallowing show before.
And where would you gig out? Where would you gig?
I really created my show, like when it really formed together, it was when I was on a traveling sideshow. It was a Hawthorne Circus Bazaar.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so now that you're at the Ren Fair, are you noticing that your style is becoming more spontaneous, more improvisational?
Oh, very much so.
Yeah. All right, cool. So remind the folks again, if they come out to the Renaissance Fair, this will probably go up tomorrow or the next day. There's 3 more weekends to see me, of course, and Cydeshow Cy. Boy, thank God his name was Cy. And he worked in sideshows, because Sideshow Kevin doesn't sound as good.
It really doesn't.
Sideshow Brian doesn't sound as good. So let the people know what stage you're on and what time you're on.
All right, I'm on the Romany Camp stage with great Uncle Brune right here. And not great uncle,
I'm not really,
the great uncle.
and I'm not really his uncle.
No, he's not really my uncle. But yeah, Romany Camp stage, 4 times a day, 12 o'clock, 1:30, 3 o'clock, and 4:30. Love to see you all out here.
All right, guys. Take care. We'll see you down the road. Here comes the finger. Wave bye, Cy. All right. Thanks, buddy.